First matchup, Western Conference semifinals, Phoenix Suns at Denver Nuggets. And yeah, yeah, what can I say, man? I'm gonna break your heart here. This is your beloved Suns and your newly acquired KD going up against the top seed in the West here. They're sort of really really had a fair first few dominating games in that T-Wolves series, and then sort of just chugged along, and they put the T-Wolves out of the misery, and they're done. And I guess we talk about matchups, we talk about best players, you talked about coaching advantages, and all these factors come into play. Obviously, home court advantage comes into play too. Um, and I think you guys have got to have a handful of Jokic. Nikola Jokic is going to keep you guys, give you guys nightmares because I don't know who you think is going to match up well against him. You're gonna go, oh yeah, Aiden, he's just gonna shut him down, right? Is that it? And then you got your players all around him, and your shooters and stuff like that. And I guess you're gonna need Booker and KD to drop 30 each game. I think that's it. I think that's your key here. You're gonna need Booker and KD to drop 30 each game if you guys want that W. And I don't see that happening. So, hey, look, we're making predictions here. I'm going Denver here, and I think they've got the depth here to get past you guys, and in this matchup, and the home court advantage, and the two-time MVP. So Denver in six.
I think this will be one of the big coin flip ones from the general media for who they pick. So there's the Denver Nuggets, who number one seed, pretty steady, continuity, everyone's healthy. And then you've got Phoenix, who are just too intriguing, right? Based off the trades. Um, the last time these teams met, Phoenix did sweep the Nuggets, but that was 2 years ago. And both Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray were either injured or not present physically on the court. And obviously, Aaron Gordon's still settling in. I'm the Suns fan. We need a little bit of a contrast in picks. I am going to go with Phoenix and six. And let me tell you why. So I would say Aiton on Jokic is not a terrible matchup, considering that Aiton probably mimics a finesse center more than he does a physically dominating center. So I actually think he probably has the footwork and the hands to maybe disrupt a little bit of what Jokic will be doing. Not that you don't stop him, you slow him down. Jamal Murray and Booker will go at each other. I do feel like Booker will get the best of that. Michael Porter Jr. does disappear from time to time. All of the talent and the allure and the big moments that he has are then matched with the fact that he does have games where he doesn't score until the fourth quarter. So I really take KD over him as well in that matchup. Aaron Gordon is probably the most overqualified fourth player on a team, but I wouldn't be putting a lot of stock in that. And then CP as well, uh, really going to dismantle that offense, I think. We do have different options. So we have the pick and roll with Aiton and CP, in which CP is very competent to shoot a mid range. Aiton's very good on the roll. But then you've obviously got two wing players, hopefully on separate sides, that really create matchup problems in the ISO that you can't sag off the pick and roll. And it is really all we have. So we don't have much of a bench. We do need that fifth player to play strong defense and hit some threes that are open. But this is the playoffs. They are going to play 40 plus minutes every single game. And, a lot of people talk about the depth of Denver. So the Denver bench is going to be able to come in and give them a lead and give the starters some rest. Well, we know that the Suns are probably going to play their starters or play a lineup with at least Booker or KD running with some bench players. So I don't actually know how effective that bench run will be when they're essentially going up against a starter from the Suns. So obviously, I was very nervous about this. And as the series progresses, the Suns have the potential to team. I think the encouraging thing, the more I thought about it, was in the Clippers series, irrelevant of what we think of the Clippers and how well they were based on the injuries, they came back. They came back consistently in every single game. A lead never dictated the result until the final minutes. The only game that they lost, they really just couldn't close it out. And they were within striking distance of doing that. And every other game that they won, they have the big comeback. We're at least 10 plus points. So I feel confident that they're able to stay competitive. I feel confident that Denver may come in a little lax, or they might, I guess, maybe underestimate the Suns. And I think these playoffs are definitely teaching us that this race is wide open. And why not for Phoenix? Why not be the first team in NBA history to win a net championship off a superstar trade?
I'm not gonna be as optimistic as a why not suggestion. Why not does that team just win it? And Adam Silver should just give him the trophy, right? I'm going to. I think, look, you guys need to grab one of these first two games. That will give you guys an edge. Okay, obviously going to Denver and the altitude and the advantages of being, in that location, can assist. It's obviously not the only factor to get a win, but I think if you guys can grab one of these first two games, then this series could get really interesting. Obviously, it could go to 7. But I wanted to pose you a question here. I just pulled up the last 5 games, obviously, of that first round. Okay. KD and Booker. Yeah. All right. Last game here. Booker took 27 shots, KD 19. Game before that, Booker took 21 shots, KD 17. Game before that, Booker took 29 shots. Durant took 15. And every single game, Booker actually shot more than KD. And I don't think that's a promising sign for the Suns. And for you guys to maybe knock off the Nuggets, I think that needs to reverse. And I don't know. I guess I'd love to hear your thoughts here, but I don't think the offense should run through Booker here because, you got KD. You run it through KD.
It's really interesting. So we've probably had, I guess, reasonable or justified hesitation on Booker. He does seem to shoot a lot and underperform in the efficiency category when it matters. And even though he had some massive performances in this Clippers round, he did take a lot of shots to get there. Or he was the beneficiary of some free throws, and he does have a turnover problem. I feel like he probably averages about 2 a game, and there are some ill-advised shot selection things from time to time. I think what we would hope is trending here is that this is the evolution of Devin Booker into that Kobe Bryant-esque superstar thing, where he is going to take the 20 plus shots, but he's going to at least give you 30 minimum. And then the efficiency is what gets him to 40, what gets him to 45.
That doesn't even make any sense. Your take doesn't even make any sense because Kobe was the best player on his team when Shaq left. The point here is Booker is not the best player on your team right now.
Oh, okay. So this is where my take needed to evolve a little bit. We're talking about Kevin Durant, who is at the end of his career.
Okay.
And I think because he is, quote unquote, a hooper and he just wants to play ball, I don't think he gets caught up in the legacy stuff like LeBron does. And we've watched LeBron struggle to probably give over that alpha to Anthony Davis, but maybe that's an Anthony Davis thing, not wanting to take it. I think KD's joined this team and has looked at it and said, this dude wants it. I'm happy to stand over here and not exert myself too much until there's a game that I need to. I think he's completely happy to play the B role, right? We saw
Okay,
that with Golden State.
so
He
go
didn't
back to the
need
point here though. Is which play is better right now, this season, in these playoffs? Is Booker a better player than KD?
Yes. Yeah, he is.
Is that your honest opinion? So when they go out there and you guys drop a game against Denver and he shoots 8 from 24 and Durant takes less than 20 shots, you might be changing your tone.
I think I think the interesting thing about Durant is you can lock him in for 25 plus, right? It's a very easy 25. I think Durant's got the intelligence to look at a game and say, Booker doesn't have it, or I need to exploit this matchup, and he will have a big game. I don't disagree with you in terms of KD will need to perform to a high standard on one of these games. Because when you look at the matchup here, I think he has the matchup that he can torch. I think he can torch Aaron Gordon or Michael Porter Jr., or whoever they throw at him. And I think Booker may or may not get caught up in some heat check stuff with Jamal Murray. But Kevin Durant is happy to play that supplementary role. And the reality is we probably need both of them to play taking 20 plus shots per game to be in competition. But I don't think we're going to split hairs over who has slightly more shots and who has slightly less. Because the reality is they both averaged over 25 in the last series and their efficiency slightly differed. But that's what that series needed. And I think we may see something different in the next series. And even the series after that, you may see something different. I think KD understands he wants to win a championship that isn't associated with the Golden State narrative, and Phoenix wants to win a championship. I think they're not going to get caught up in any of this, right?
This is Two Guys with Spare Time. I'm Fowles, this is Nick. You're probably a basketball fan like us, so hopefully you can throw us an assist and giving our video a like and subscribing to our channel.
And if you got thoughts, feelings, or even some suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And thank you for using your spare time to watch us in our spare time.